Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome on in. We're returning to Sandustry, the Noita of Factorio games, where every pixel is physically simulated and nothing makes sense, and you have to figure everything out by yourself. Well, not exactly, but kind of, sort of. All right, we're going to continue on. We want to complete the demo today, like get pretty much all of the demo done. I'm not sure how much longer we have to go. I know we have several upgrades to go from here. I had totally forgotten about the upgrades until recently. And so now I'm just trying to get the rest. And we can see, I think the only one I have left is the flamethrower. So, well, for that. And then for the weapons, I have to get these for the weapons, which means we have to find more of our fun little whatever this is called here, flapsopler or whatever it is, rapid fire. All right, and so also we need to generate some more money because we need to get we don't necessarily need drones, but we need tools too. Guns is going to give us the rocket launcher, so we are going to need quite a bit of money. And what I've been doing is I've been kind of roaming around just looking for a few things. But now, in the course of roaming around, I also got a lot of upgrades. And so we can get back to refining a lot of this sand. But we're going to need a way to truck it all out of here, which means we're going to have to redo some of this stuff. So I think the first thing we got to do, come back out here. Oh, look at all this. This is what do you call it? This is spore, right? Yeah, so we're gonna have to figure out what to do with spore. I really don't know what to do with it. I think what we'll have to do to start out is let's do a delete. Is delete control, or is it shift? It's shift, right? No? I forgot which one is delete. Well, we'll just set it like this. Then let's, for now, cut this system off. And let's figure out what can we do with spore. Do we have a spot that we can kind of dump it? Really? I mean, we could, I guess. I can't really put it down there. Let me think. Some of this is gold, actually. Look at that. All right, let's go back in here for a moment, and let's remove all this. I think we need to do a major cleaning operation first, and then we can figure the rest out. I would love to just blow all the spore into here. I think that would be probably my favorite thing to do. All right, let's over to flamethrower. Okay, it doesn't actually burn. Does it burn spore? No, it does not. Okay. I didn't think it did, but I figured I'd check anyway. Not sure how far into here we can build. This is not what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? This. Okay. Allow only selected element through or block selected element. So we want to block just spore. We're gonna go from here. All right, we can't do that yet though. First things first, let's just pick everything up, right? No, that's not what I wanted. Where's the pickup? This is the pickup. Oh. Man, I gotta get used to the controls again. Collector. No, not collector. Filter. Pipe. Oh, is it inventory I need to use? Yeah. Grabber. That's what we need. Grabber. Okay, all right. So it's not going to let us go into there with it. Dang. All right, so we are going to need to figure out a new method of doing this. I think we're going to have to reverse dump everything first. I think that's just what it's going to come down to, is we are just going to have to sort it and dump it all back into here. All right, we also need the gun. Hey, what's up, Fluffy? How are you? Just blow up some of this stuff real quick, because there's a few things getting in the way here. What if we made a path down to here? And then where could we dump it though? This is what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, where can we actually dump this stuff? This could be where the ultimate conveyor ends up. I don't want to dump it all in the water though, because from what I'm hearing, like, you're gonna need your water in this game. Like, you don't want to ruin your water supply. Let's take a look over here and see if we can find a spot to hide our spores that are getting out of control. We're also getting some upgrade material here, I guess. What is in here? Well, this is weird. What about my gun? Can I shoot my gun in there? Gun. I can. I can't fly in there though. That's really weird. Oh, can I go in there from the top? Maybe? Wow, something's down there. Oh, I think I go in from the bottom, looks like. Oh, maybe from the top. I see a little bit of space. No, that's all solid. Maybe it's down there. Oh, I can't get through there. That's that stupid crack rock. My mom smokes crack rocks. Well, it did give us a lot of material to upgrade with, at least. Okay, anyway, we can't really go through there. So oh, wait, can we go through here? What's over here? Anything good? Oh, this might be a good area. This might be a fun place to hide a bunch of spores. And not a lot, I guess. Just enough. Like little sound effects. Very satisfying. Okay. Upgrades. Weapons. Fire. Triple burst. Guess that's it. I guess we've maxed everything out. Oof. That's so powerful. So if we wanted to use this though, if we wanted to come up here. Hey, what's up, Ivy? How are you? It's a silly human, yes. Bound to do silly human tricks. I mean, I guess what we could do is drop the sand down into here. Then we put the spores up here. Woke up, saw your live to come on, Buggy. Yeah, I'm gonna be on just for a little bit today. Not too long. Because like I've stated, I'm a little bit in pain today. My neck is bothering me today. But there are worse things. Okay, so let's get... Actually, let's switch to shovel, right? At this point, I want to be very careful. Stop beating up my friend. It's not allowed. I didn't beat me up. My brain did. No, my I think I just slept wrong like the last couple nights, and now I'm paying the price for it after not being smart. What's this? What is this? Is it nothing? Yeah, it's nothing. Thought maybe it was something, but it's not. Whoa. Realize the gun shoots that fast, that far. Let's see. So we're gonna need a conveyor, right? I need lights too. Where are my lights? Light. There. Light there so we can see what's going on. Light under there. Can we do lights? We can't put lights in the water. Oh my goodness. Sad. Okay, that should be light enough. All right, so first of all, let me figure this out. Building. All right, blocks. Let's build some blocks over here. All right, then I think what we'll do is we'll move the sand this way. And then the spore will go the opposite way once we're done with this. Done? Funny, I didn't realize that spore floats, so maybe... Can we just use this as a filter then? I really do love that the gun completely goes nuts like this. What did can I blow up the lights? Yeah, blow up my own lights. Crazy. Yeah, I guess you can use water as a filter. How's the family? Family's doing good. How's everything doing going with your family and your peoples? Start grabbing stuff, I guess, and putting it over here for now, just as a start. I did not realize that spore is not able to pass through water. So that actually makes an interesting possibility. All right, so let's put light in here again, light in here again. Still have to find a way to get it over here though. Gunzy. Oh, auto saving. No longer have to deal with the blah de blah. Mom's got some issues, but dad is active as ever. Well, that's good. Interesting about the roomie. That's something I would have assumed would have continued on for a long time. I mean, how long have you guys have roomed together? Ages now, as far as I remember. I don't want to burn too much of the water though. I got to be careful. I want to kind of burn the ice that's up here. You know what we could do? We could just refine some of the gold down here. I think that might be the easier thing to do, is just refine some gold here. About 10 years. Wow. A long time. Why don't we do that? Why don't we build a little basket here. And then what we can do is have sifter or shaker. Yeah, shaker, yeah. Shaker could be the top. Oop. Shaker could be the top. Then we'll have the next one is going to be block selected element. So we're going to block flag and have it go that way. And so shaker, slag. All things are good. Well, that's good. Oh, they got divorced. Oh, geez. Drag the kids into it. That's... Somebody's always got to do that, you know. Somebody's always going to be stupid. All right, and the collector will go down. I think that will work. This is the... No, that's not what we wanted. That, get rid of that. Okay, what are we looking for here? Launcher, right? Launcher is going to come up that way. That's not going to work, damn it. So we need to make what? We need to make the shaker come out further. Drop a bunch of gold into the wrong spot, but that's all right. We're going to figure it out. Flag. Go this way. Yeah, we could deal with the gold later. I'll figure it out. Actually, we could just make another collector here, right? We can just, yeah, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Blocks over here. 1, 2. Up. Oh. Collectors here. And then we can my deleter. Polisher. That. And collectors. I'll get good at this eventually. I swear I will. Okay. And last but not least, how are we going to do this part? Flag. Shakers. We need a couple more shakers, right? One more shaker. And then instead of that there, we can put a block there. That's how we do it. One block right there. Perfect. Okay, now let's get the collector. No, not collector. We'll grab our grabber. All right, the slag doesn't fall through. So how are we going to handle that? How are we going to move the slag? The slag just kind of pops onto here. Find a way to get rid of it. Guess we could do blower. Do, what do you call it? Launcher, and just do like a launcher here. There. Kind of. That'll kind of help to just move it along. Here. Problem is, it's also going to move the wet sand. Not exactly what we want. Let me think. I forget how we used to do this. How were we doing this? All right, so it creates slag on top of this thing. Maybe after it builds up enough, it will just fall. I have no clue at this point. I have absolutely no clue at this point. I am lost. Regular sand. Okay. Well, let's try. I gotta get used to what these things look like again. All right, this is launcher. This. And this. And this. And this. This. And this. That should work. Can at least start to get us a little gold, you know? What the heck? Why is there a little blank spot there? Let's see. The grabber. Am I just gonna have to manually sit here and do this for now? I might. Be the slag grabber. Yeah, it looks like it's reversing it backwards, which is not what we want. I can't think of any other way to do this. Anyone can think of any way to do this where the shaker has to catch the wet sand, but then on top of the shaker, we end up with slag, which needs to move. So we can't put a conveyor belt there because could we? Could we do that? Let's try something. Let's do block an element, allow everything else. Let's try that. The only thing we'll have to do is every once in a while, we're going to have to clean this out with the grabber, right? We're going to have to go in and grab all the slag out of here. Because it will build up, I'm sure. Okay, so that's working-ish. Working-ish. All right, can we make bigger launcher there? Maybe send that a little further. Oh, okay. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Ish. Yeah, ish. You know, that's like dangerous-ish. Boring-ish. Okay, now grabber. All this slag. Wait, slag floats on water now? Did they change that? Because I don't think slag floated on water before. All right, so that's one collector. I guess we could make another collector over here. We also need to come over here with our flamethrower, right? Burn all this stuff. Yeah, so we can do burnt slag, that kind of take up the space a little bit, I guess. All right, so slag and burnt slag float on water. Did not know that. All right, so that's another way of filtering it, I guess. So all I'm trying to do is just gather up some gold for right now. I need some gold for some other stuff. I'm really not trying to make a permanent system here. This is just kind of like temporary, quick fix sort of deal. Make one of these that's going to be just blocks gold. No, we don't want it yet. Right now. Grabber. $530. Can I make a second one just really quick over here? There's a lot. Bad we can't like build it into something, you know what I mean? Like just build shakers into this. Or can we? Okay. I can, but it doesn't seem to do much. But I could do this. Like we could oop. We gotta do these one at a time. I forgot. These don't seem to like. All right, so if we do that, and then start to blow out the bottom here, like this. Actually, can we just blow right up to it? No, it doesn't really work, does it? Okay. What else can we do though? Leader. Deleting. Delete. Delete. This too and this. What do I want to do? I want to try to empty underneath here and put collector underneath. Let's do that. Let's do building, collector. All of this is going to be collector. All this. All that. This. This. That. Okay, so now if we use the grabber and do this and just start grabbing sand out from the top, will that actually work? My goodness, it's working. Wait, what's it collecting down here? Not really working, is it? I guess. Oh, because we have to do this first, right? We have to clean out inside the thingamabobs. Inside the shakers. Aha. Interesting. Oh, well, that's a much easier way of doing things. Interesting. That's getting us a lot more money quicker too, so that's good. Now we just got to start scooping wet sand from the bottom here, making more room for gold. All right, I know we had like a vacuum thing. Pipe, no. Oh well, we'll just do it like this. This is fine. This should give us enough gold. We won't have to worry about it at least. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but this is at least going to get us what we need, you know? It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. So I don't even know how much we need. We need a ton, actually, now that I think about it, right? Well, of course. But of course. Oh, wait, Mr. Senor. Monsieur Laplace? But of course. There he is. Come on. Call myself a Frenchman. I can't believe I said senor. Très stupide, huh? Okay, we gotta clean out some of this. Okay, let's see. More for Santa Claus. Little more for Santa Claus. I don't know where Mrs. Calm and Baby Calm are right now. I know they're at the beach, but I don't know if they're coming home yet. This might end up being a short stream if they come home. Just FYN. I don't even know if that's a thing, FYN. Probably not, right? What do we need to do here? Yeah, you know, baby, the boy. I know he's not a baby, but make a little area up here that this stuff can't fall through, so I can just start getting rid of it. Place to hide all the slag. Auto saving. Yeah, the kiddo, the boy. They went to the beach today. He was not thrilled. Which I can kind of understand. He, you know, it's with one of his friends and his friend's family and Mrs. Calm, but he's like me. He's a homebody. On the weekends at least, he's a homebody, you know? He wants to just chill. Completely understandable. Look at this. On of stuff that's gold. Crazy. It's a sand processing unit. Water. Wet sand down here. Okay, so this is still wet sand. Here, okay, so that's good. We're actually doing pretty well. With the cleanup operation. Like that band Wet Leg. What a disturbing name for a band. All right. What are we doing here? Slag. Flag. That sand can come out of there. Go. How much we got here? We got a decent amount. What do we need, actually? Let's take a look. Upgrades, no research, right? Unlocks vacuum. Okay, so we didn't open vacuum. That's why I don't have it. But I want to get guns because I want the rocket launcher because I want to see if we can break open some of these places we couldn't get into before. That's what this was about, was basically trying to find a way to get into the locked spaces. Basically just trying to get all the wet sand out of here. So we can go from there. Oh, you know what we need to do? I think we need to put more shakers over here, is what it is. Are you a shaker? A shaker, right? Yeah. All right. And then we need collector. We need to put collector squares here. I know that's not a great collector square, but we could definitely use it. All right. Grabber. Grabber. like that it auto saves every once in a while. That is actually pretty good. So what's everybody up to this afternoon? I'm not used to doing daytime streams. Feels weird. Gotta do the feels weird, man. One of the greatest features in this game is the fact that when you start to pick up an item, like say wet sand with your grabber, it will only grab that. It won't grab like gold. It won't grab anything else except for what you initially picked up, which is a really, really cool feature because a lot of them pick it up and it would like, oh, well, let's mix everything together. And then you're like picking up stuff you don't want to grab, you know? This way, it's like if I could just scoop a little bit of wet sand, then we can make sure that we're scooping up all of the material that I don't want there, you know? Whereas if you do it the other way, it's really kind of catch as you can sort of thing. You know, we would be sorting this like out a lot longer than that. It would take a lot longer to kind of figure out how to sift out all this sand. Here we're almost, I think we've got almost all of it out of this area. Maybe a little bit in this area. Kind of fell through a tiny bit, yeah. Though, look at this. This is pretty crazy. Gotta move some slag. Actually, let's here a tiny bit. We can start grabbing slag and moving it out so we can have a little bit cleaner of an area. You know what we could do too? We could put some pipes through. We can get all that water out of there. That's what we're gonna do. All right, let's do that. Let's build pipe. Pipe straight across, right? Straight up. This, that. All right, and now we're gonna put on pumps. Not letting me put pumps in here? Why not? That's a bit of a googly moogly. What if we were to do quick delete here. Now put a pump there. Where's the pump? Pump, pump, pump. Okay, and now put pipe. Hey, there we go. All right, so that's gonna sift all the water out of there. At least most of it. Down to that level. So maybe we put one more down here. All right, so let's do that. Let's do here down here. Yeah, and then pipe. That should make sure all the water ends up out of there. Oh, the water's slipping through though. It's slipping right back through. We need to put it somewhere else. So where else could we put the water for now? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. No either. It might have to be like somewhere very far away, but I don't know. Okay, I don't want to put it in here. Put it up in here. I don't want to put it up in there either. All right, what if we do this? Let's do pipe. Make long pipe. All the way across over to here. And I make drain, vent, not connected. That's connected. Here we go. Got some wicked thunderstorms. Oh yeah, I know. It's like we haven't gotten any recently, but we did at a certain point. We had like some really crazy ones. I don't know, like I'm not like a firm believer in this whole like, you know, natural disaster, world is ending bunch of stuff, but I definitely do recognize that some of the storms are a bit unique. You know? They're not like these easy little thunderstorms like they used to be. They do seem to be a bit over the top. I need to grab some wet sand out of here. That's what it is. Glad you're getting water. Are you guys having like drought conditions? Yeah, I know you guys are a desert. Obviously, that's going to be a primary concern. Will be lack of water, but like I didn't know if you guys are in a constant state of drought. I always thought it was like seasonal. But yeah, this would be the season for it, I guess, right? Summer in the northern hemisphere. All right, let me see. How is our little water sensor doing here? Not bad. Even in winter, yeah. Yeah, I would assume it would be a little bit better though this time of year than during winter. I don't know though, maybe not. All right, we're almost at 3,000. 3,000 is what I really want so that we can go cracking some walls down, right? Start putting some up here. I don't really care if it builds up in there, and that's fine at this point. Might be faster too. Been a dry year. Not for us. We've had a lot of water. That has not been the norm recently. Recently we've had a lot less water. So actually kind of thankful that we've gotten as much water as we have, even though it's been a little bit alarming at times. Then what we can do is once this is all filtered out, we can delete all this. Okay, so I think this is fine. As the cat says, this is fine. That's a lot of gold. Wait, what? Up to 42? I didn't know you had 2 accounts. You have 3. Wow. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I have 3 YouTube accounts. Actually, I have 6. One that's active, which is the one that everybody knows about, and then a couple more that are gonna become active that are not gonna be me, or at least not me as people know me. Be more for stuff that I want to do but would never want to do under my own name. You just post WoW achievements on this one. Oh, so that's the one that I'm sub to then. Yeah, okay. Now, do you do videos on the other ones? All right, so I think at 4 o'clock we're probably gonna call it. Advil's working. I'm feeling pretty good, but I don't want to be on too long today. I might pop back on tonight. We'll see. Still got a lot of time. Well, that's still 45 minutes from now. I have to be ready for the Famelon to come home. M. Night Famelon. It's funny because I didn't even think of when I was doing this before, I didn't even think about processing the wet sand down here. I was like, gotta find a way to get it to the surface. But yeah, you can just literally dump wet sand, these things, let it cook. Telefam high? I will. I will. They probably because they consider like people who watch my stream to be all the same person. they, they find it hard to believe that I have like more than one person that watches. So they will appreciate it, but at the same time be like, okay. I mean, they know there's multiple people, but like they don't know the distinctions of who the people are. Like Pat the other night, he just thought it was cool that he could say hi to people. He wants to be a content creator. That's his real life's goal, as he says. And I said, yeah, sure, good luck. Not that he couldn't do it, but probably might not be the most fun thing in the world. You know what we can do? Build collectors. Right, so if I do that, that will just count all the gold as collected. There you go. I is smart. Wow, that collected a lot of gold really quick. What else is in here? Just water? If I move some of this gold. But so that the water can move. We have a lot left. I don't think there's a ton left to do here. Maybe a little bit. But I need to get to 3,000, so we're so close. So close. And I guess I could just start grabbing this stuff and dumping it real quick. Almost there. Almost there. One more to go. Well, that was a mighty quick operation. 1,000. I did not expect that to go that smoothly. I'm not prepared. No, I am not prepared. I am never prepared. But hey, I don't need to be prepared. I just need to look pretty. Almost there. All right, so 3,000. But it's like some of this gold is like falling out, maybe? It's like it hovers. It like goes to 3,000, then goes away. All right, so let's go to research. Guns. Bang. All right. No, not handsome, pretty. I am pretty. I'm the pretty one. I'm like pretty one Kenobi. Instead of Obi-Wan. Shakers here too, I guess. I can just do shakers. Oh, and then I could just grab more wet sand here. Right. Drop it there. Get all the wet sand? Gold, gold. Oh, wet sand. There it is. Okay, let's switch over to the gun. And let's see if we can crack our way through here. Are you serious? That doesn't break through? Or is it a rocket launcher? Oh, it's rocket launcher. I see. There we go. Wait, do I only get 3? Oh no, okay, it's charges. Nice. Oh wow. Okay. So let's put the rocket launcher. Oop, let's put the rocket launcher on the gun. And then switch to rocket launcher. Cool. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. So now we have places that we can go to explore with our super fast movement. Wait, am I stuck here? Not anymore, I'm not. All right, so where was some of the other places to crack on? That was one of them, right? Yeah, that was the one we wanted to get through. Then there's some at the surface too. This was definitely one. Ooh, artifact. Not sure what that does, but I know we were supposed to get one. All right, let's go back up to the surface and see if we can find some of those other places that we never went to. Is there one down here? And I don't know what the artifacts do. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like they don't tell you anything really about them. They just tell you should get one. They do one of those. Wait, you don't have an artifact? Oh, you should get one. You really should. All right, let's do this. Okay, that lets us in here. Oh, I didn't want to shoot that. I wanted to use the gun. All right, let's see what's up here. Like, I haven't even considered that there would be stuff here because the mountain has the mountain is kind of tall. Hey, what's up, Gargantua? Reminds me of it was an old kaiju movie. Gargantua, I think. All right, so that's a no place. there anywhere down here maybe? We'll go take a look. I think we're like we're getting to the limits of this game, of the demo at least, I should say. No, it wasn't Godzilla, it was Gargantua. Dude, almost like a King Kong ripoff from what I remember. Okay, that doesn't appear to bring us anywhere. What made you play the most niche game in existence? It came up on one of my feeds in YouTube. So another content creator was playing it, and I said, "Oh, dang!" I said, "That's what I need to play. I need to try that out." And I don't think it's going to be a niche game once they start actually releasing content for it. I think right now it's very niche because there's not a lot that you can do. There are a lot of things that feel really good about this game. Okay, I did not realize it was a ceiling there. The fact that you can free build everything, you don't have to pay for anything, is one. The fact that you can just delete stuff when you're done with it is two. It has a lot going for it. At least that's what I feel. I feel like this could be a big game if they take good care of it. All right, let me see if I can find another spot to get through. Oh, here. This is the other way to get past here, right? Now, have you played this game? I love Noita, but the game appears to lack a signature, you know? Seems like it's just Noita with easier block placement. I also like oxygen not included, but yeah, this is not very Noita-ish at all. This is more Factorio meets Noita. Stronger Factorio. In fact, it should be Factorio. Yeah, Factorio should go ahead. It shouldn't be Noita meets Factorio. It should be Factorio meets Noita because it has more in common with the factory style games than it does with Noita. But the destructible elements of it, very similar. But there's no, it's not like Noita I would consider to be more of a hybrid platformer. This has no platforming elements to it. And as far as I know, zero combat. The whole reason to put Noita in the title is to just get people to take a look at it. And because it has sand physics. Factory should flow. It does. The spice flows in the game. I have to find where the next area is though. Like I gotta find this. Supposedly one more artifact in the demo that I gotta locate. You know, the thing is, in the beginning when you play it, it's really just about like gathering the gold and kind of coming up with like a couple of little neat tricks. Get the gold, and as you go along, then it becomes this kind of like trying to figure out what the heck is going on in this place. Because, oh, I know where I need to go. Duh. I need to come through this way. Right? Yeah, that's what we needed to do. Ah, tricky. There we go. All right, so we finally did actually beat the demo. You actually suggest the game? How long have you been playing? I'd say maybe about 20 hours. And it's the demo for sure. I definitely, if you enjoy like factory games, conveyor belt style games where you have to do production and you have to like find ways to move different things and combine different objects, and open research trees and stuff like that. If you like that sort of game, this scratches that itch in a big way, especially the conveyor belt system. There's some neat things that you can do once you get sortable conveyors that will allow certain materials through and other materials not, so that you can make filter systems, finding ways to automate, separating and moving different materials to produce the gold. All of that is definitely in here. That's for sure. If that's the type of thing you like, yeah, 100% recommend the demo. I mean, it's free. How can I not recommend it? Now, when it comes out, it would really depend on, first of all, price point and what are they actually going to do beyond this? Because right now, it's very, very thin on, for a demo, it's rich. But for a game, if this was a full release with just doing this and adding a few more areas to go to, no, I wouldn't at all, because it'd be too easy, too quick to fix. But it does look like they are going to be adding quite a bit more. There's a bunch of stuff that's not available in the demo, and you can tell this tech tree is not complete yet. And I ended up finding stuff that I was not expecting to find. So, yeah, for a demo, I mean, have you played Exovia? This is very similar to Exovia. Great demo. And one of the signs that it's a good demo is when you're done playing it that you go, oh man, I wish I had more. People Playground? I have not played People Playground. I know my son looked at it. Yeah. X for a pixel art font. Yeah. So Exovia is this, but with a more polished graphical look to it, and a much different floaty system, and it's not pixel based. That's another fun Factorio type one, except it's not. I keep saying Factorio, but they're Factorio light. Like Factorio is really freaking in depth, and there's a ton of systems and a huge learning curve. These have a lot easier learning curve, more like maybe Satisfactory minus some stuff. Exovia, it tends to be more kind of I don't know. I don't want to say Terraria in space because it's very different from Terraria, but the same sort of resource management slash conveyor belt management, find ways to move things around. These two, I think, are the two games that I'm looking at for like chill games, if you want a chill game to play. Now, if you want something that's a bit more upbeat, yeah, this ain't gonna do it for you. Died? What happened, Ivy? Yeah, Exovia. Yeah, look into it's another one that's just in demo that no clue when it's gonna be out. That one I had a lot of fun with. The great thing about that game is the zero gravity feel of it. Like when you're floating around, like you kind of really do drift, and you can like drift yourself along by shooting things. And when you send the rocks off for processing, they kind of float and bounce off the walls. So you get a lot of different. When I play games, I'm looking for I'm looking for, is there like a satisfaction thing to it? You get the dopamine hit out of anything in it. This one, the dopamine is when you see the gold start to pile up after you've spent like 20 minutes trying to refine a system to dump stuff into a certain area. Whereas Exovia has like little drips and drabs of dopamine all over the place because you just got shit bouncing off the walls. You make these crazy systems where you see the rocks just kind of circulating and bouncing off of things, and they go into the grinder, and you see your cash and your precious mineral stuff go through the roof. It's like, wow, this is really good. Yeah, these are a lot of these are in demo because to be honest, there's not a ton that's out there right now that's interesting and fun to play, unless you're into incremental games, if you're into slot machine style games or turn-based roguelikes. I haven't seen much in the adventure style roguelike space in a while. whole falling sand game genre is in demos. Yeah, exactly. But this is, you know, this is, I think, the way forward, is taking environments and making them entirely destructible, pixel based, and falling sand physics. You know, Noita's a masterpiece as far as that goes. They took a platformer and put it into falling sand, and they did it without destroying the world, which is, I am just shocked. People, like, when they play that game, sometimes they're like, why does it end up getting so laggy? And I'm like, do you understand what we're trying to do here? Do you understand, like, what is going on behind the scenes? Like, in a falling sand game, you can't do much because you need a lot of that processing power. You need a lot of that horsepower to go to calculating all the physics of everything. How they managed to fit all that into that game and allow the amount of, like, crazy effects that you can do and stuff, it's nuts. Yeah, you wanted to use it. Yeah, it would be cool if it was something that was more popular, something that was showing up a lot more. There was another one that was kind of like this, and I was gonna play it, but a lot of people, I forget the name of it, but it was a kind of a destructible area falling sand style game, and it had very, very mixed reviews, so I stayed away from it. Look at this, I'm still gaining gold down in that area that I just kind of drop stuff in. It's just making gold out of nothing. Yeah, look at that. Hilarious. Totally private. They didn't share the engine. Oh, you mean like the actual falling sand? Yeah, but I mean, plenty of people have reverse engineered it. You know, I'm sure it can be reverse engineered. Like this, I don't understand this part either. It's like, how? Like, what is this? Like, you just fall into there. All right, I'm gonna go back around. I'm gonna try to see if I can melt this part over here. Yeah, you know, I'll have to look into that too, because I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was sort of just left. We can't. Oh, I can't burn that ice. Can I rocket the ice? Hey, let me use the rocket launchers in here. Wait, didn't it let me use the rocket launchers? Got them off now? Oh, that's weird. I don't know how they did that. Oh, this is like, it's like a gravity well thing. Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Well, you can tell this game's trying to do something. Like, you see areas like this where it's like, this has to mean something. And then there's some other areas like these pipes and these, like this. Like, you look at this. This is something. I was using it to make the water into steam and to have the water, the steam rise up and to get the water out. But then, like, what is this part of it for? Like, what does this do? Death by stabby dies. You know, there's another game that I just saw, and it's come up a few times. Your only move is hustle. It's a fighting game, but it's started like turn-based, where you and your opponent pick a move and then it does the next like 15 frames, and then you do the next move and it does the next 15 frames. Maybe I should give game dev a try again. Have you done a lot of game development? Like, I can't do game development. I don't have the time or patience. Your healer's having a hard time. Ivy, what are you doing? What are you doing, a particular raid? Wondering if I should explore any more than this. I think we're done. I don't think there's much more to do. Although there was stuff down here. Let me switch over to gun. We can just kind of break a few more things and see. Time walking. Not a lot. It was all amateur projects, but falling sand and factory games inspired me to make my own. You know, and I think that's the thing is like game development, to get into it really, you've gotta start with something that is attainable. A lot of people want to start and make crazy ambitious games, but it's like if you start with something that you can actually finish, like a factory style game, sometimes I think that's a better option. Okay, so I don't think there's anything down here. You know, and then once you start learning that stuff, then doing the other stuff is better. You hated that instance? No, this is part of the reason I don't play MMOs anymore. Raids and instanced content. I can't even say it. In the beginning, MMOs used to, their instances, you could one-to-one kind of match up what they were doing in their instances to their regular game. Now what they do is they use the instance to completely change aspects of the game and make it so that you can't do the stuff that you're used to doing without ruining the rest of their game. They could basically create a completely unbalanced situation and you can't say crap about it because it doesn't ruin the rest of the game. It's just in that instance they have it. Okay, I think that's it. I think we've found everything, guys. I think we've quite literally found it all. There might be like one little small hidden area, like in here. Because sometimes you'll break open an area and you'll find like there's water inside of it or whatever. But one other person who had seen this had been working with me, talked about it and said the big issue that people are having with this version is that oh, I did want to get some water down here, didn't I? I wanted to see what happens if we combine the water with the if we combine the water with the lava. Let's do that real quick and then we'll bug off. They made it so you don't have to queue with other players. I mean, that's a good thing at times, you know, where you can just kind of queue up and do it yourself. But the other issue with that again is like, now you're taking the whole idea of doing a raid and turning it into solo stuff, you know. But I mean, obviously, it's better than not having anybody to do the instance with at all. All right, so let's do this. Let's try this. Liquid vent on the end here. And a pump. Pump, 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 pump. No? Not gonna do anything? Huh. Oh, Goldie says hi. How's Goldie doing? How old is Goldie? I always ask this again and again. How old is Goldie? There's got to be something down here, right? Or over here, maybe? Gun. Gun. You don't know how old Goldie is? Wow. Little things like this, like the glowing, makes me think that there are going to be secrets hidden in here. Like, this almost looks like runes. All right, so yeah, this goes down to here. I think this is just so that you can do water into that area over there. I don't think it's supposed to. Yeah, looks like it ends pretty quick. Be interesting to see what they do with this, because it's a very small area so far. Like there's not a ton of area to play around in. I'm wondering if they're going to expand upon this anyway. I don't think rockets will break that, will they? Oh, okay. Just figured I'd check. Yeah, that's it. Seven. Wow. I don't know why I thought Goldie was... Well, no, that would be about right, because Goldie was a kitten when I first started streaming, right? I don't think there's nothing else down here. Fun to dream though. So there's this area too, which I'm trying to figure out, like, why they would make an area like this where you can't get in. Like, what is their purpose for this? Stuff like this makes me think there's things they're not finished with that they're working on. Like, I got a feeling they will probably take this out. This doesn't go up into here, so we know that that's not what it is. No? Okay, can I sneak one through here? Barely. Oh. Okay, I don't see anything except for more down here. Which I don't think we can. Oh, we can. Oh, we did. A little lower. Okay, not much else you can do, I don't think. I think that's it. I think we've torn apart this demo. Maybe I can get like one more quick one off down here. Yeah, here we go. Go, go, go. Come on, you gotta give me something for this. Maybe I'm just getting extra upgrade points. I think that's probably all that is. Yes, what else can we even do? Extended range? What's that on the flamethrower? Weapons? Oh yeah, we've got stuff for the rocket launcher. Blows into a fireball. Oh, that's cool. Extended magazine, quick load. Yeah, why don't we do this? So now, how does the rocket launcher work? Let's see. I see. Well then. Okay, that's going to be a fun gun to play with. All right, what did we end up with gold? Not much, huh? What else we could do? I don't think there's much else. Let's go back to the surface real quick and just check a few things. He's very protective of his human. I know, aren't they all? It's like, it's amazing how protective cats can get. Oh, that's what I should check with this. I should see how well this burns slag, right? Oh, holy crud, it burns the slag pretty darn quick. Right back? Okay. Yeah, so what I want to do is back down here, and I just want to burn up some slag real quick, test it out. I can't go that way. Can I go this way? Oh, that's right, I can go this way. This is easier. Because there's a ton of slag down here to play with, right? Yeah. Let's see what this does to this pile of slag. Oh, it has to hit something, though, to do it. That is kind of cool, though. It does kind of burn it a little bit. Let's see. Could I put maybe like a block in here? Try it. I put a block like right there or there. Now try it. No, my blocks don't count. Oh, that's weird. So wonder what you need to do. Catch that on fire. I guess we would have to do it with the flamethrower, right? What multiplayer like this could you suggest, like as far as like factory style games? Or you mean like Falling Sand pixel style games? I don't know. I honestly don't know very many more like pixel style games like this. Apart from the classics. So Satisfactory is one. Space Engineers is another, I think is the one. Space Engineers. That one's kind of hilarious, actually. I think it's Space Engineers. Hang on, let me take a look. Let me shut this off anyway, because I gotta get out of this game. All right, let me shut the display capture off. We'll just... There we go. Okay. I think it's Space Engineers is what I'm talking about. It's one that's you can end up in a lot of disaster style situations, like where things get really crazy really quick. Let me take a quick look on Steam here. Let me open it up. I have a guy in my channel that I think was the one that recommended this. Yeah, Space Engineers is a sandbox game about engineering, construction, exploration, survival in space and on planets. Players build spaceships, space stations, planetary outposts, various sizes, use pilot ships to get to space. Okay. I think this is single player. Online PvP, so I could have sworn this was multiplayer. They call it the Dark Souls of Minecraft. All right, let me take a look and see if it's multiplayer. Because yeah, that's definitely one that's a fun one to take a look at least. It's very highly rated as far as I remember, right? Space Engineers game multiplayer. Yeah, I guess you can. Yeah. You can host or kick or promote players. I would definitely check it out. Yeah, I think it's very, is it very positive? Or yeah, very positive. From what I remember, if this is the one that I'm thinking of, the one that my friend was talking about, and I'm pretty sure it is, you can sabotage your friend's bases like you can in Minecraft. So that's what I mean by hilarious. You can play pranks on people and do stuff, but you can actually just co-op too. You can just co-op and work together. As far as I remember, what you do is you kind of fly around and you scrap a bunch of space station stuff. You build your own space station stuff, your own ships. You design your ships and stuff like that. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. I love taking the time. I love looking at stuff like this. One that's not, it's not a Factorio style or a Satisfactory style one that is really interesting to play is Abiotic Factor. It's based on like the Black Mesa lore stuff from Half-Life. But it's pretty damn deep. Some of it, you know, the start of it's kind of silly. But there's a lot to do, like a lot. And it's got some really deep crafting and building systems. Now you can turn down the monster spawns, because when I was playing it with my son, it was like we couldn't do anything. We couldn't do crap because we just kept dying. And we weren't good at the game either. I mean, we would have to learn and get a lot better, but it's, you know, sometimes you just run into this point where you're just like, I do not have the patience. I don't have the patience right now to do this. But yeah. And it's actively updated. I think that's the important thing I like too, is when games are actively updated. That's one of the huge things I look for. I do need to get going though. It's almost 4 o'clock. The fam will be home soon, and I just wanted to kind of hop on and hang out because I haven't been on in a while. So like I said,
friend. I have observed gate employees passing into the portal. None have returned.
Someone's talking to me. Talking to me. Sorry if I scared you away, man. Who scared me away? No. I got on what, like around 2? I don't do much more than 2 hours these days, you know, because it's like I just don't have the time. But I might be back on tonight. And like I said, I'm going to try to make more of an effort to get on more often. I do have some other fun games that I want to start working on. Like I want to get back to Songs of Six. What was the other one that I just got? Oh, this one. Solcesto, S-O-L space E-E-S-T-O. It's roguelike, but it's all percentage based, like super RNG sauce type of stuff. That's more of kind of like a sit around and chill sort of thing. There's another one coming up, like almost like a Descent style game. Not Descent, but I don't need to say Darkest Dungeon, but kind of like that. Called Shroom and Gloom, which is good. There's a whole bunch of ones that I want to show you guys. And of course, I'm waiting for the greatest game of all time, which is going to be released, I believe it's going to be August 8th, which is called Baby Steps. I have very few games where I have laughed so hard that I hiccuped and started to hurt myself and felt like I was going to vomit because I was laughing so hard. In Baby Steps, my goodness. Like, I haven't played it on stream for you guys just because, like, I almost want the full release, because if we just play the demo, we're not going to get the full effect of it. We'll get the fun out of it. We'll get the laugh out of it, but it's also a very, very good game too. So, but anyway, I'm out of here. I should be back a little bit later on tonight. YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching this somewhere in the future on the VOD. And of course, Twitch, you guys are always so wonderful to support me. But YouTube, I'm going to drop you off at the curb, and Twitch, I will see you guys later as well. Thanks so much for hanging out for today. Appreciate you. Bye.